Here. Mr. Corey? Mr. Hayward?
Here.
Ms. Parlamas?
Here.
Ms. Rundell?
Here.
Ms. Stevenson?
Here.
Ms. Calvez?
Here.
Dr. Robinson?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. All right. If we could stand for the flag salute, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. And I'll have Ms. Calvez read the mission statement. Here we go.
Thank you. The Glen Rock School District, founded on principles of education in partnership with a supportive community, provides an exceptional education to all students to cultivate resilient, responsible, and engaged global citizens.
Thank you. All right. Adequate notice of meeting in accordance with PL 1975, Chapter 231. Notice of tonight's meeting was mailed to the Record and the Ridgewood News on January 7th, 2025. Notice of this meeting was also mailed to the Borough Clerk and was posted on the bulletin board of the Board of Education office in the Administration Building on the same date. All right. Excellent. Dr. Charleston.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. First of all, I want to congratulate our 8th graders for a really lovely promotion ceremony tonight, and wish them the best of luck as they begin their journeys in September at the high school. But tonight we have some recognitions. First, I'd like to start with some students that really have gone above and beyond in the technology department. And this actually comes in part from the technology department leaders, and they want to recognize and extend their heartfelt appreciation to 5 outstanding students, Craig Hillier, Laura Hernandez, and Sanj Solarka, in addition to our 2 right here, which is Connor Bratspees and Nathan DeLibro. And we debated how to say his last name. Connor tried to mislead me a couple of times, but we got it down, I think, okay. Again, for their exceptional leadership, technical expertise in supporting audiovisual operations during district-wide and Board of Education events. Their professionalism, problem-solving skills, and commitment to excellence have made a lasting impact. No matter the situation, they consistently rose to the occasion and ensured that every event and board meeting ran smoothly. So on behalf of the Board of Education and the district, we thank you for representing the very best of our student community. Your efforts have not gone unnoticed, and we are truly grateful for your dedication throughout the years and the years to come. I know that Connor and Nathan are here tonight, so I'd like to give them a round of applause and their certificates. Thank you.
The 2025 school year produced one of the most successful athletic years we've had here at Glen Rock. We won 11 league championships and 6 sectional championships, and 2 of our teams were selected to the prestigious Bergen County Team of the Year award. As I mentioned before, we should be proud of the way our athletes compete. Not only do they work hard in their preparation to be successful, but when they do compete, they do so with sportsmanship. When I was here in April presenting the sectional boys and girls basketball championship teams, I mentioned that we had been selected by other NJIC schools as one of the schools to win an NJSA sportsmanship banner. I think it's important that I repeat that again, that honor, since it is a terrific combination to not only consistently win in all sports, but to do so while exhibiting outstanding sportsmanship and then have your competitors recognize your sportsmanship. Our athletes and coaches should be commended for the way they represent Glen Rock. It's been one heck of a school year. Tonight we're here to recognize 2 sectional championships, one from the winter season and one from the spring. The 2025 winter track season was one for the record books as our boys team captured the North 1 Group 1 State Sectional Championship. They also were Group 1 State Relay Champions in shot put and the 4x400 Relay Champions. Coach Weinberg says that the success they accomplished showcased the depth, determination, and elite performance across the board. The season's success is the result of tireless effort, excellent coaching, strong sense of teamwork. These athletes represented our school with pride and have set a high standard for future seasons. Congratulations to all our student athletes on an exceptional winter campaign, especially the 2025 winter track team.
We'll just give them certificates, and then let's sort them out like that.
Yeah, okay. This spring, the Glen Rock baseball team completed the season with a 24-6 overall record and a perfect 12-0 in the league. They were league champions for the third consecutive year, a three-peat, which is quite an accomplishment. This year's team won the North 1 Group 2 State Sectional Championship, and the last time Panther baseball won a sectional championship was 19 years ago. During the season, the team played a very competitive schedule, taking on the top area teams regardless of the school size. For their accomplishments, the team was selected the Bergen County Groups 1 and 2 Team of the Year. In voting for the top area baseball school, they finished in the top 4 of all schools, public and private, in North Jersey. They also were selected as the #1 public school in North Jersey. When you think about the weather we had this spring, where it was impossible to play or practice outside with any consistency, what they accomplished was even more impressive. Congratulations, guys.
We're just going to take about a minute or two break. We have some issues with our cameras. We should. Hey, Gavin and Tommy, I got cookies though. Let's go get them. Come on. All right, Dr. Robinson, we're good.
Thank you. All right, we are going to open our first set of public comments at 8:41 PM. This is for agenda items only. Please state your name and your address. All right, seeing no members of the public, we're going to close at 8:41. And now we're on to personnel. Can I have a motion to discuss P1? Ms. Calves, seconded by Mr. Hayward. All right. Any discussion items, any questions, comments, celebrations?
I'd like to share some information, if that's okay?
Absolutely.
So this resolution will be appointing Ms. Kelly Hughes as the new principal at Byrd Elementary. And I thought I would share with the board, which I've shared really all of this, but maybe a little bit more, but also with the community, kind of how the process works. So first of all, we had 42 applicants for the position. We went through 3 rounds. There were 2 committee rounds, which consisted of a parent, teachers, district elementary principals, high school, middle school principals, central administrative staff, again, supervisors and directors. So a lot of people participated throughout this process. And also, the candidate was asked to present a data analysis on data from Byrd Elementary, and what she presented and how she analyzed that was really quite extraordinary. Some of the things that Ms. Hughes spoke about throughout her interview was about team building, about climate and culture, communication, and really continuing to build the success at Byrd Elementary. I asked the committee members to share some comments about Ms. Hughes, and I just took a couple of words here, but a team builder, will connect with staff, students, and parents. She commands the room, depth to answers, knows her stuff, provided specifics, and how she handled similar situations as a principal when we gave her scenarios and things to look at. We also spoke to several references, and I'd like to share those with you as well. One reference said, Kelly knows the curriculum very well. She is a true instructional leader. She has a large strength in literacy. She understands it, knows what it should look like, and has a strong skill set in it. She's very conscious of building a team in the school. She has a strong focus on culture and climate in school and has worked very hard to create a non-toxic environment. She's impressive with her growth since becoming a principal. She walked in, took on challenges, and got things done. She is talkative, warm, and easy to be around. Another reference shared, in my 20 years in education, I've rarely encountered a leader as exceptional as Kelly Hughes. She's one of a kind principal whose intelligence, foresight, and passion set her apart. Her authenticity, sharp wit, and magnetic energy not only inspire those around her, but create a culture where excellence thrives. Glen Rock is truly lucky to have her join their team. Kelly tonight is joined by her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Hughes, her boyfriend, Colin, Colin's 2 children, Gavin and Tommy, who you've met. They have taken 2 of our cookies, and they have also raided the pizza in my office, so they love Glen Rock right now. We're very happy to see you here, Kelly, with your family and your boyfriend and his children, and we really look forward to all the great things you're going to do at Byrd Elementary. You were clearly the #1 candidate, the best candidate that we had throughout this process, and Glen Rock's really lucky to have you, and I look forward to you being appointed. That's all I've said.
All right, we are very excited to have you, so thank you so much for you and your family coming today. Any additional comments or questions? All right, so, oh, go ahead, okay.
Thank you for being here tonight. I appreciated the time we got to spend with you a little while ago, getting to know you. Loved a lot of what was read on the paper rang true in just person meeting you, your positive energy, your value in relationships and collaboration. So I think you're going to be a great fit, as I said to you directly, with the Byrd community. So thank you.
Thank you. All right. Are you able to call roll, Mr. Canales?
Ms. Carasola.
Yes.
Mr. Cohen.
Yes.
Mr. Hayward.
Yes.
Ms. Parlamas.
Yes.
Ms. Rendell.
Yes.
Ms. Stevenson,
Yes.
Ms. Calves,
Yes.
Dr. Robinson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Yes.
Oh, it's on? Is it on? Okay. I have a teacher voice, so usually I don't need the microphone. Um, Thank you so much for the warm welcome and the opportunity to be here tonight. I'm incredibly honored and excited to accept this position as the principal of Byrd School and to become part of the Glen Rock Public School community. While I did not grow up in Glen Rock, the town has always held a special place in my heart. My grandmother lived here for most of her life. My mom grew up here, so Glen Rock's always been a part of my childhood. Like I shared earlier, Harold's Farm, Cervino's Pizza, Rock Ridge, the Glen Rock Inn. So in some ways it feels like coming home to a place that I know well. My interest in the Byrd principalship only grew stronger after meeting with Dr. Charleston, the community members, the district leadership, and of course some of the wonderful dedicated staff at Byrd School. Byrd School has a well-earned reputation for academic excellence, but what really stood out to me was the close-knit family feel, a place where students, staff, and families are truly connected and invested in one another. I look forward to becoming a part of that tradition, to building strong relationships, and to working together to support the success and well-being of every student. Thank you again for this incredible opportunity. I can't wait to get started.
No, that's it.
Ready?
Yeah. Can you pull up the policies? I think,
Here, you take yours back.
oh, it's all right. No, it's fine. It's fine. All right. Hold on. There. Okay. Can I have a motion to discuss G1 through G31? All right, Ms. Stevenson, seconded by Ms. Carosella. All right. So any questions or comments there? You'll notice even a second reading of our policies, P2361 and P7550. right, see, oh, yep, go for it.
So just a thank you to you for G2. I know we've had this heard from a member of the community about an opportunity around naming, and I just thank you for the thorough review of other area plans and the collaboration of the entire team
Yeah.
to get a policy set. So thank you.
Yeah, I think it's not often that we have the opportunity to create a policy from sort of scratch, and I think that the team, came together, and we have a policy that represents what it is that we're looking for from a wide group. So thank you for making that easy. All right. All right, seeing no other questions or concerns, if we can call roll, please.
Ms. Carasola?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Hayward?
Yes.
Ms. Parlamas?
Yep. Yes.
Ms. Rendell?
Yes.
Ms. Stevenson?
Yes.
Ms. Calvez?
Yes.
Dr. Robinson?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to discuss B1 through B23? Ms. Parlamas, seconded by Ms. Calvez. Questions, comments? Yes, Ms.
I just want to congratulate all the students who won scholarships, and I would like to also thank all the foundations or organizations that gave so generously to provide those opportunities for our students.
Well stated.
Thanks. You had something? Okay. No, it's Sinead. Okay, if we can call roll.
Ms. Carosella?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Hayward?
Yes.
Ms. Parlamas?
Yes.
Ms. Rendell?
Yes.
Ms. Stevenson?
So, yes.
Ms. Calvez?
Yes.
Dr. Robinson?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. If I can have a motion to discuss the rest of the items, P2 through hold on. I'm looking to get to the end. 46, P2 through P46, please. All right, Ms. Calvez, seconded by Mr. Hayward. Questions, comments on the P items, the remaining P items? All right. Seeing no further questions or comments, Mr. Canales?
Ms. Carosella?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Mr. Hayward?
Yes.
Ms. Parlamas?
Yes.
Ms. Rendell?
Yes.
Ms. Stevenson?
Yes.
Ms. Calvez?
Yes.
Dr. Robinson?
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you. Hold on. All right. Below you see our vandalism, suspension, and HIB reports per standard. And then we have public comments, section 2 of 2, opened at 8:55 and also closed at 8:55, seeing no members of the public present. Nothing for old business. Does anyone have anything for old business? No. Okay. For new business, we can see that our next official board meeting is August 25th. The item that I wanted to discuss and get some dates out was for us to have our annual board retreat. I'll set an agenda for that, and typically, we'll also come prepared to discuss what our goals are for the board and the district on that date. And I would love for us to actually kind of have a couple dates. So if you have your calendars, is this something that we think that we can toss out a couple dates, either July and maybe early August that may work?
Were we looking at Saturdays?
So it can be, I think, because it'll be a couple hours long. Are there any specific Saturdays, Dr. Charleston, like that you think for a board retreat?
How long do you,
I think 4 hours, a 4-hour block
in doing it before the
before
25th?
to
would
do like
be-
our.
No, I mean, on the 25th, we
Oh.
won't really have a reason for closed, so the meeting would start at 7. So if you start at 4, is that 2, like, it gives you 3 hours. I'm just thinking, because the dates, you're gonna have a hard time nailing everyone down for a date over, I mean, if you can, but I'm just saying that might be, you don't have to approve the goals on the August 25th meeting, you can approve them at the
No,
September
we
meeting.
don't have to, no.
Are you bringing someone in to run the retreat?
I was going to, that was my plan. So I'll add that day as well and then see what availability can be. And then if we have like a couple other days, like would you be willing maybe on a Saturday, or is that like kind of off the table for you?
Saturdays are challenging, but definitely not in the mornings, I can't do. So it has to be late afternoons. Just if you bring someone in, I'm assuming from school boards or an outside organization, they generally allocate, excuse me, about 3 hours.
Okay,
That's about the max of, think of our attention spans, right, and stuff. So I think about 3 hours is usually more than adequate.
okay.
So you just throw out, I would just throw out some dates and then see what
All right,
works.
so in the interest of time, let's throw out, like, we'll have 3 dates. Like, so we'll include the next meeting date of August 25th and see if we can nail something down for an early start with the board retreat. And we'll also, if you can send out 2 additional dates over the summer, please, that would suffice. If it's going to be on a Saturday, like per Dr. Charleston, he just said in the afternoon, that works for me. If we can, I can either create a doodle type of thing where we can all see like what dates line up and which is the most common date that is accessible for people, but I really want to make sure that whatever we do, we can all attend. I think it would be beneficial for the whole board to be there. So we can finalize that this week. So I'll get your input for a couple days, and then we'll kind of throw it back and forth until we get to that goal.
Can we put some evenings on there too for the doodle, not just Saturdays?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Maybe
Absolutely.
the Monday before the meeting, the 18th.
I'm away then.
Yeah.
That's out.
Yeah, it doesn't have to only be Saturdays. Yeah. Like a weekday, a Saturday, and then the 25th. That would be like ideal. All right. So the final item under new business. I'm sorry? Oh, yeah, I'll send a survey out. What I will do is when you guys send me like 3 dates or two additional dates, then I will put them all in a doodle and we can kind of hash it out. Because if there's a date that you, like instead of me going back and forth asking you if you can do other dates, we'll just put them all out and then we can see where the most amount of people can be there.
All right, so you want us to email you 2 dates, and then you're going to put it in a doodle, okay.
Unless you have another idea. And then if none of the dates are good enough, then we'll go back to the drawing board and do some additional ones.
I'm gonna email you 5 dates.
That's fine. That sounds fine. We can do as many. Did you have something? All right,
I'm gonna leave for this part.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Have a good night.
all right, good night. Drive safely. All right. And so the final element of,
Dr. Robinson, may we also be excused for this piece of the
Yes.
meeting?
I will give you the appropriate motions.
Excellent, thank you.
No problem. I'll also give you a moment
good
just to, well then, what about,
See you tomorrow.
IT? Okay. Thank you. All right. All right, so the next portion of new business is the superintendent evaluation to compile and review it. So I'm just going to read a prepared statement from, that was recommended by the board lawyer, Mr. Hara. The next portion of the meeting pertains to a discussion of the evaluation of the superintendent. This discussion normally would take place in executive session to protect the privacy rights of the superintendent. However, the superintendent has elected to waive his privacy rights and have the discussion take place in public. In doing so, the superintendent has acknowledged that he accepts the consequences of a public discussion of his evaluation and that the Board of Education has no responsibility for the impact of the public discussion on the superintendent. The public will not be permitted to participate in the discussion, and the board will not entertain any questions from the public on the superintendent's evaluation. All right. Also, I just want to put on the record that typically this process, yes, I just stated it occurs in closed session, but ultimately, not every single comment that all of us make makes it onto a final evaluation. So there are many times where you wouldn't actually even know what other items were there because the majority of the board didn't support it or thought that it was already covered or thought maybe one sentence of it was too inflammatory, et cetera, et cetera. So this is typically why it occurs in closed, but.
Since we're doing it in public anyway, we're worth it to sort of just explain the process. We have new board members.
Sure, sure. Yes, I'm going to do that.
Just
Okay.
might help.
Yeah. It is our duty to do an annual evaluation of our chief school administrator, in this case, Dr. Charleston, and we do this every year. It is one of our most important responsibilities, and we each get access to a tool that would allow us to evaluate the district, or evaluate our CSA or superintendent on a variety of standards. As we go through this, I will state what the standard is upfront, and then I will direct us to each read the comments under. And how we typically do this is we might say like, hey, there's one comment that encompasses everything that we really want to say for this standard, and we can choose that. There might be 2 or even 3 comments that we should choose. I would really limit it to the top 3 at max, anywhere between 1 and 3 of the comments that we would add. And then at the end of this process, I will compile all of this information, and I'm going to do it here actively while we're sitting here. I'll compile all of the comments, and we will present it, or I will present it to Dr. Charleston. The one point of contention that I have with the tool, there was a glitch that occurred actually earlier this afternoon, and so I had to call NJSBA to get them to look into it, and it was saying that 2 people hadn't submitted their evaluations, even though I know that those 2 individuals had told me that they did. And so one went back in, saw that it was it wasn't submitted and hit submit. Another person went back in that knows that they hit submit and it still was saying submit. So now it turns out that we have where it comes to the numerics, we have 9 comments, but the numbers that are under the indicators, when you look at anything from not observed to exemplary, it adds up to 10. So it doesn't make sense. And I think that it's not fair for me to calculate that until we find out where the duplicate is. And that's what it is the performance levels. I would take essentially the average of all of those. If there was anything from, say there were 3 unsatisfactories and, sorry.
You have, Damali, you have the ability to go in and check all of ours.
I can check individually.
I can
the
show you
numbers?
if you want.
Yeah.
You do, you don't have to do it right now,
Yeah.
but you can go in tomorrow and you can check
I
what all
can
of our
see
numbers are.
the number, okay.
Just you, but yeah.
And you think it'll show me, because you see what the problem is, right? Okay, so you think I'll be able to see individual? Okay, all right.
I would also suggest that if we're on a borderline between 2 scores, that's when it matters. If everyone scores one way
Yeah.
and there's only 2 the other way, then it doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
So we can sort of
we can,
use discretion that way.
we can look on there now as we're going through it and see if there are obvious, it doesn't even matter that this is off, or if it does matter, then I will absolutely take
Use best
a look at what, you know, Sinead said to make that determination so that it's accurate. Any questions before we begin? Yes,
So did all 9 members complete it?
yes. Yep, everyone completed. Mhm. All right. All right, so to start, we're looking at part 1. And again, I just want to sum this up with max 3 things. The first item, again, is district goals, and the statement says that the district has no goals to evaluate. There are goals that are listed on the website and were developed. Huh? I recognize.
Can you put your mic?
We wrote them, so we should know what they are.
They are published on our website, but let me,
Well,
like, let us
the
each.
district goals, aren't they done by the superintendent and his team, and we do the board goals?
No, we write them at our board retreat, and we did that this year as well.
We,
Don, we don't have to have
No, I know
board
that
goals.
I know that we vote on them. I know
But we
that-
don't, so we don't have to have board goals. We often don't have board goals.
But we
We
do have
might have
board-
had board goals this year.
We did, yeah, we did.
Oh, right, we have the training and whatever. And those are sometimes, but the district goals we also write, and that's the MTTS, that's the student services.
I didn't think we wrote them this
So,
past year,
yeah,
okay.
that's our job.
all right, so if we can go through the comments, and we'll just go, I'm not going to read out everything we can read. So I'm just going to go through each comment individually, if you could take a moment to read it, and then we vote. And the vote would just be hands, are we,
And the vote is.
are we including
we're-
this in the summation?
And the vote is a final score? a final
No,
rating,
no,
or what are we-
no. The,
What are we voting?
we're voting on what actual bullets are going to be added to his final evaluation. His final evaluation doesn't look like this. It is like, for instance, if there's a comment on here that somebody wrote that none of the other board members think are accurate, then it's not going to go on there. Or
So
if it
this
doesn't-
first comment has nothing to do with our district goals. So that would be I would say it doesn't get to go.
Okay. For example. We're going to do one by one, yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And just say, we're still in public, so if we can, it's hard to hear over here, so if we can always remember to use our microphones so everybody could hear what we're saying, it would make it a little bit easier.
All right. All right, I'm just gonna like ask, like goal by goal, like if you want it included, we're just gonna raise, do you think? Come on over, come on over.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, come on over.
It is, I mean, it's hard to hear.
Yeah, it's hard, yeah.
Move on in.
Have a seat. All right, so do you want to include the first comment? We're raising hands. If you want the first one included,
We can also do part of it, right? We could do.
I don't think so. I think we have, it
Yeah,
has to be.
It's a weird,
It is weird.
it's
This
a weird
is-
rule. The comments have to be exact, but I believe you can write a summary at the end,
You can write a
which
summary
is
at the end.
compiled. So that's really where the board president able, the
You
board,
you can't include, you have to either include the whole thing or a summary.
I believe you
Yeah.
do. It's not the best.
No. So there is a summary at the end, like a written summary at the end of this whole thing that, like, when I compile it, there's like a, overall, the board feels X, Y, Z. So if you feel like there's a comment in there somewhere that would be really great in the summary, then we could say, oh, like, it doesn't belong here, but I like this, and put it there. And that's what I've done in the past, and that's what, both Sinead and Sharon have done in the past. So we can do that. If you feel, like, because this is why we
A lot of
actually
things
wanted the
overlap.
tool to be revamped, because a lot of times the comments that didn't exactly match up to the standard or whatever it was, and then we threw it out, but then we're like, well, it applies, we want it somewhere else, and, like, so, it's okay.
I got it, yeah.
I just want to also highlight, that's why I think the board has interest in perhaps seeking another evaluation tool in the future, because this one isn't as flexible,
It's not
meets our needs
flexible.
as we'd like it to be.
It's very rigid, very rigid. Okay, so, again, just to start with the comments, do we want the first one in there or no?
Well, I don't know that the first one really relates to the district goal
That's- yeah.
number one. Are there valid things written in there that I would like included in the summary? Yes.
Okay,
But do I think that it belongs under district goal one? I mean, the fact that it was written, district has no goals to evaluate.
Yeah.
I think any comment has to
Specifically.
relate to that.
all right,
I mean,
so-
there are valid things, definitely valid things in the first comment that perhaps we can incorporate those into the summary.
Sure, I'll put, add, summary. And there, along this way, we might find a couple things like this, so, okay, so the
Like, are we going to vote on it?
yeah, well, only three, no,
Oh, so
not
we
even
did
three.
vote, it was
Yeah,
three.
yeah,
Okay.
there was no, we had like two hands and like, so what we're gonna do is,
It makes sense. It just doesn't necessarily fit right there.
yeah,
Right,
so-
doesn't, I mean, we're going to include some of that elsewhere. It's not like we're ignoring it altogether.
Right.
yeah. So the next comment, the next bullet. Okay, so I know I personally didn't, I think that it's accurate, however, I think that some of the other comments kind of cover it a bit broader. So it's already incorporated in one of the other comments that I like.
I agree.
Yeah, who wants to include comment number 2 in this? Okay, so I'll say 2.
I just don't see any, what other comment, everybody's waiting for a specific comment to include, so which one is, maybe let's start with that. There's a comment that seems to be, everybody likes it, and everybody wants to have that one.
We're gonna, as we go along, and then at the end of this, then I'm gonna reply back and say, okay, like, we liked comments number 2, 4, and 7, or something like that. Do we think that that's enough? Just putting it out. It's not, unfortunately, this is the tool, and it's not an exact science, and so it's confusing, but yeah.
I actually think the next comment says the same thing, but with more detail. That might be more beneficial to put something like that in.
I chose the third comment as well. Do you like the third comment? Do you like the third comment? Okay. So, Stephanie, I'm sorry, did you raise your hand as well, or no?
Sure, it's fine.
I think it's
All right,
4,
so-
all we need is 4.
That's 1, 2, 3. All right, so we're choosing that one. And then what about number 4?
Disappointed, start with the disappointed.
Yes, disappointed. Yeah,
I think that's it, we just need 4.
Yeah, I'm looking for, okay.
okay. If we like it, do you like it?
We're voting on
Yeah.
4.
All right.
That was unanimous.
I think, yeah, I think it was more like for me, it was like the comment that said that I said doesn't care.
But I think it also states
yeah.
that there's a positive in there.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So I think it's good, it balances it.
It's balanced, but it's more like the interpretation of that statement. It's more like whether there is validity in the process or frustration that this is even a process that that he has to go through. That is more of like,
I mean,
it's like whatever, like do what you want. That was kind of the statement. But I wouldn't.
Oh, I see where you're at then.
Yeah, it's more like
it's more
that one.
personal feeling versus
Yes.
about the topic.
Yes, just that one.
I think there's
little
a
bit.
piece about disappointment, there's a piece about the goal, there's a piece
Yeah,
about
I know.
these
It's a
goals.
small
It
thing.
would have been easy to provide data
Yeah.
to show that there's progress.
Okay, I circled it.
It's 4.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying in general.
All right, the one that begins with district goals, 24 to 25. If you already had a chance to see it and like it, then then you can raise or not raise.
I mean,
I think
No?
it's representing the realities and contradicts every other comments that we voted for. It's,
Yeah, well, the first couple of paragraphs are, I thought that they're just literally verbatim, the goals from the, yeah. I don't think I can alter it.
I mean, it's a satisfactory progress made, but it's being stated the district has no goals, so how can progress be made?
yeah, that's.
And there was no supporting evidence, which to me is an issue.
Okay. All
And
right, so, oh, go ahead.
I don't know if
Sarah.
this is the right time again to say it, but I think it would be helpful for us too, when we do our board agendas, to put, if we're being presented test scores or something with the multi-tier system, district goal 2, district goal 3, or 1, I just think it will help us to stay focused and so that the public also knows that these are our goals.
It would make it easier to go back through them and like know, yeah. Because while I knew what like the goals were, because I see them on the website, I couldn't really remember exactly when something was presented, or was that like part, like should I include that or should I not? Like, because typically that would be where the person would provide input to say like, look, I did it because it occurred. Like, you can see the multiple days that it was presented. I'm not going to necessarily go through all of like emails and whatever's to figure it out. So, yeah. Objective.
I like that idea a lot. I think you've raised it before.
Yes, it has
I've
happened.
raised it for 4 years.
Yes, it's years.
I like it as well.
Okay. Did you say something? Okay. So this is a no. All right. The next one that said if there.
I think that one was also said in, what was that, 3?
31, yes.
Yeah.
All right, so then no for that. All right, the next one that says formal. Any hands raised for that one?
Again, I think it's probably too long because it lists the goals and does all that, but that last paragraph is good, maybe towards the summative.
So then, okay, go for it. Oh,
no,
that was
I
you.
was agreeing with Ed, like, yeah.
Okay. So add that into summative, okay.
Just us.
There's the last paragraph. All right. The one that says MTSS? Any hands?
My, my only concern with that one is the last sentence. It says, "The data seems helpful," right? Is it
Which,
in student support.
oh, okay.
I just feel like this comment just does the job that the superintendent had to do in support, so like we're just saying what he answered.
To split hairs a little, I think we're all a little disheartened by how he didn't take the process seriously and didn't support it, but I think if we've been here for a year, we've seen all this stuff, and we know that the school is moving forward. So I don't want to necessarily say these goals didn't, pass, because
No, the statements
they
are either,
have.
they're valid or.
The fact that he didn't
Yeah.
document it and process it is the problem I have.
I-
Right, so number 9, actually,
So, but just to clarify, like, isn't part one, the idea of part one is to answer his evaluation, not to evaluate it, like, give it alternative evaluation of the
So,
goals? Like, that's what I
Part of
understand.
the strength of any performance evaluation also incorporates the self-evaluation, because you're not relying on the evaluator to recall everything. Like, you're gonna be your best advocate. You're gonna be able to say, like, no, actually, I accomplished this goal by, remember I did this presentation, or remember that these were the scores, or remember. So it's really helpful, and because you're gonna be your best advocate. And so if you're not doing that process, you're now relying on somebody to now go do that for you, and it's not going to be as accurate. And so, and it shows a lack of investment. For me, I know that this was a very similar process to how I would get my military evaluations more formally. And part of that was for me to actually fill out something that I presented to the person who was going to rate me, that would then guide them into like the specific areas where I'm saying, like, I actually achieved a 70% increase in whatever thing by doing this, and I'm presenting all of that. And if I didn't invest in that, it would actually negatively affect my ability to have a strong evaluation. So that's how I equate it to this process. But it doesn't mean that any positive statement, like if there's nothing, yes, you're showing me that you aren't invested in the process, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I don't personally recommend, recall an incidence where, something was taken care of. Does that make sense?
technically, if this was done properly, on page 1, first thing it says, District Goal 1 comments, right? District Goal 1 member comments. We would have had 3 goals, 3 pages, with 3 sets of data to stare at and make a decision. Because we don't have that, we're stuck in this weird place where we have to sort of figure out how to
Where
answer
things
it.
done,
You know,
where
so
not, yeah.
technically, none of us are following the directions, right? Because we're all talking about 3 goals in 1 goal, but I think we just have to do our best effort to convey a message about that piece, the goal, right? The rest of it, the 6 standards, then you get comments, and the most freedom we have is in the summary at the end, which Damali has to write up. So that's why when we mention these comments and we say that would be good towards the summative, that would be good, you know, that will help
Yeah.
frame
This is
that.
not the
yeah.
traditional
Yeah,
process.
but if you look at the side, the bottom line and like how members rated, the bottom line, the majority rated little, no progress made. And putting a comment that shows how much progress was made is contradicting to what the majority of us did say. So that's my problem.
It is
But we
a
don't know-
valid
that,
problem.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't
That's
disagree.
That's my problem with this comment. It makes,
With
It
number 8.
doesn't support
Yeah, it doesn't support what everybody
the
thinks.
final.
So
or the majority thinks.
my concern there, though, is that we know that there's a phantom one, and then there's
No,
also.
there's not, there's 9 there.
Not
There's
on this
not
one,
10.
it's on the next
You also
thing.
have 2 that said achieved and 2 that said satisfactory.
Right. This one's not close, so that doesn't matter. It's 5, 2, and 2.
It's majority rule.
Majority, yeah.
Right, so the majority has the clear evaluation.
Yeah.
And this comment doesn't support a majority.
Why don't we just vote on that comment so that we can finish
Yeah.
on that one?
Agreed. All right, so the comment that says MTSS, do you want it in or no? A vote, a raise hand for yes. All right. Great. No. Reporting unawareness of, okay, yes, reporting. All right, yes or no?
Oh,
Number 9.
oh, sorry.
It's accurate. All right, so yes. Okay, so right now, for this goal, we have 1, 2, number 3. We have number 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, and number 9. Okay. All right, and our member rating score, whatever, is gonna be the majority, and that's gonna be little. All right, on to next thing, compilation part 2. So standard 1 is mission, vision, and core values. Effective educational leaders advocate, enact, and communicate a shared mission, vision, and core values of high-quality education that promotes each student's academic success and well-being. So this is going to be one of the ones where we have to wait because we can't tell, like, for instance, if it's 3 and that actually was 2 people that have the same thing, then it's actually just 2, not 3. And we just need to know.
Are we going to go through the comments on this one?
Comments? Yes.
We'll go through, okay.
Oh, yeah, it's just that I can't assign like a
Right,
number.
right.
I might be able to, I might look, huh? What?
There was a question about whether or not this was left behind when she made that.
I don't know.
So it says 10, right? That's the issue?
Yes, that's the
And 10
issue.
is not including himself reviewing his like.
He's not reviewing
Okay,
himself
so
in
there's
there. Yeah, there's a duplicate somewhere.
Typically, though, the superintendent does put his own grading there, doesn't he?
That's why I'm
Or she.
curious if the 10th is his own number. No.
I think he does, the way it's supposed to work in schools, is they do their own grading on the goals, not on this section. We do the grading on this for our superintendent,
Right.
at least not on this. He has a self-eval or he self-evals on the goals, which he didn't do.
Just trying to explain the math.
Are you able to, like, while I look it up?
So are we going to go through this comment by comment, like the last one? Okay,
Yep.
just so I,
Definitely, I know. Hold on, I'm just opening up the member portal. All right, hold on. I'm just trying to open it up to see if I can. So. I really cannot see. Six, seven, eight, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You're in the tool trying to figure out.
Yeah, because in the end, hold on. Six. Simply efficient area for both unsatisfactory. I'm just trying to, hold on 1 second.
I think comment number 9 is a very good summary of a lot of the other comments.
Which is 9.
4, 5, 6.
The last comment there,
We just number the asterisks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The wild, the one starts in wild, wild then?
yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I wrote on this one.
All right. Are there any other?
9 goes
comments?
over, just make sure everybody knows, it goes over to the back of the
yeah.
page too.
But we're still going to be able to vote in
Add-
other ones.
Yes, you'll still
Yeah.
be able to
Yeah.
add on other ones.
I just said that because
It was a good
I
place to
think a
start.
lot of the other comments that I thought should be in there were kind of said in this one. I thought it summarized.
Yeah, to get super technical, you know, a couple of these or a bunch of these just said, kept referring to not having goals. This question isn't about the goals.
Well, it kind of is.
Well, no, it's about standard 1.
Right,
Mission, vision, and core values. That's what the
values.
question's about.
but then on the standard indicators,
You can say you didn't have evidence, but it's not about the goals.
well, it's about the goals should be a part of the district vision, no? And that's what this is about? So we
Stretch.
can split hairs.
All right, so, first comment. If you raise your hand, if you want to add it. Okay. So that was how many? 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay, so no. Wait, 1, 2. 4 is, yeah, 4 is the majority that's left, so. Not to vote. Number 2. All right. Seeing no hands raised, number 3. Okay. Number 4. Wait, hold on, anything? What happened?
We like that, but no one else.
Which one?
Anything?
Number 4? Yeah, no, yeah, I was still reading it, so sorry, hold on. Anything not?
No, it's not strictly. That statement says that that's the only reason that people did not. This statement says that the only reason that people did not stay exemplary is only because the lack of effort and communication, which there's a lot of reasons, so it's not strictly tied to it. There's other reasons.
The word strictly.
Yeah, it's really,
Yeah,
yeah, there's,
strictly was.
yeah.
Next, no. No evidence. Yeah, actually, I kind of like that. Yeah, I like that. All right.
I like how it says that the superintendent does so many good things for
We're,
students.
we're trying not to.
What?
Yeah, you're not reading it.
We're not
trying
reading any of
to- I'm trying not to.
Because we haven't voted.
Unless you were like, can you add like this part in there? I'm just trying, yeah. But I think that's, I agree. Yes.
There's been no discussion publicly.
The next one that begins Doctor.
Are we voting on the one that starts with doctor?
Yes. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes. I don't know. We're voting now. So do you want to include number 6 in yes or no? Okay, 2. I would like to put the second sentence in the summary
The second sentence of
of number 6.
Yeah, I think elements of this are good.
Yeah, it's not the whole thing, but I'd like to put the second sentence in the summary. I'm just gonna write. Let's see here. All right, question mark. The next one that begins with V. There are elements of this one personally that I like.
Which one, 8?
Is this 8? 7.
You're still at 7.
Yeah,
The one with all the numbers?
yeah, the numbers.
I think you should be able to grab whatever pieces you like for the summer.
Yeah, I'm gonna include pieces. Huh? Which pieces? I think number 3 is accurate. Because I think that does occur, and not sure about number 4, number 5. Number 5, I think we kind of talk about that somewhere else. Number 6. I think that the second sentence is number 6 is
I think,
what we're feeling.
I think all of number 6.
Huh? Oh,
I think all of number 6.
I'll use some of it, only because I think there are objective things that we can add in there. It's just not all, like, not all objective, because we do have things like scores and financial summaries and like other things like that are objective, but overall, it's not always the case. I do think number 7 is accurate.
Yeah.
Those things do occur.
It's a bit redundant with number 3.
Yes, you're right. It
Right,
is.
we could probably take out
But-
3 and just do 7, because I think it
Yeah.
kind of says the same, like you're saying, is redundant and a little more detailed.
Yes. All right, number 8. Or comment 8. Okay. And then we said comment 9. So right now I have comment 1.
Comment 9 is 4 paragraphs, right?
It is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, which ones do you have so far? Which
Oh,
ones are
I'm
included so
counting
far?
through. I'm looking at number, hold on, I'm just writing it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. 1, 5, and 9. And then I'm using pieces of 7 for summary, including what we've already stated before. All right, standard 2.
So we are using this one.
Yes, that one is going to be on there. 1, 5,
That one's number 7. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
1, 5, and 9, yeah. Number 7 is, I was going to take pieces of to add the summary. All right, standard 2. Governance, ethics, and professional norms. Effective educational leaders exhibit an understanding of board and superintendent roles, manage the district consistent with board policies, and demonstrates the skills to work effectively with the board that promotes each student's academic success and well-being. All right, so we are going to skip past those indicators. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So just, and maybe add if you're able to say, because like, you have like the indicators, and then at the bottom, it's like the ratings. The ratings are 9, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
The ratings are probably correct, so the end
So
of it.
when we do it.
There's just an extra number in here. So if you look at, let's just go with all the indicators, 1 through 7 here.
Yeah,
Right, there's 10 on each, something's wrong, doubled, who knows?
Yeah.
But even with that, you can identify the mean,
Yeah.
the average.
but isn't it also just like literally the ratings, it's all like essentially,
It should be averaged below, and that average at the bottom is correct.
yeah, so then that's the actual rating. It took
Yes.
okay.
Yes, yes.
So it duplicated it up here somewhere, but like it weighted it for us, and that one is actually correct.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
the summary assessment, the board member ratings only shows 9 on all of them.
What wins if there's no majority of 3, like, you know?
I think a tie goes to the runner.
oh,
Is that what you're asking?
like if there's a 3
If there's a
and
4
a
and a
3.
4?
Yeah,
Yeah, there is one.
Right, that's standard,
Boaz, can
standard
you turn on
1.
your
Oh, you mean the
microphone?
last one?
Yeah,
I mean, check with school boards, but I have a feeling, and hopefully that tie will end when we figure out where the duplicate is.
No, there's,
No.
but there's no
6, 7, 8, 9.
duplicates.
Yeah,
There's
for standard 1.
Oh,
The last one is, the summary, there's no duplicate.
oh, yeah, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So
I think,
part of that, so I would lean towards the one on the left, because ultimately, there are still 2 other ratings to the left of that are shifting it and weighting it in that direction, so, you know. So I'm going to choose that one. If that, does that make sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
statistically.
All right. So now we are on to standard 2. Number 1. So again, this is governance, ethics, and professional norms.
Okay, so comment 1, are we putting it in or not?
I know, I'm looking at, there are elements of it that I like, but I think that there are other words that I would not likely put any evaluation.
What is Kurt? Sorry.
Yeah, that's like, I guess, like abrupt and, or, I
Do
don't,
you know what it means to be short with
Yeah.
somebody?
Okay.
yeah,
It's a good,
I know, it's, but like, things like
It's usually meant in
enemy.
a negative connotation, correct? Kurt?
Yes.
Yeah, when
Yes.
somebody's Kurt, it's usually like a negative, like, almost like,
All right, so keep the first comment, yes or no? All right,
Too much.
yeah. The second one, communication. Okay, so hands raised if you want to keep 2.
comment number 2?
Yes.
Mhm.
1, 2, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that one is being kept. All right, comment number 3.
Well, I probably wouldn't pick it anyway. That second sentence probably isn't appropriate
Yeah,
because of what it references.
Correct.
yep. Comment number 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
it's the second, it's the same thing like
It's
last
the
time. It's
same, I
like
know,
everything, it's like, it's too generic, right?
Yeah.
Comment number 1, 2, 5. I'm just reading it. Okay. Comment number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to raise your hands. Are we keeping? No. 1, 2.
This one is as is seasoned, is that where you're up to?
Yeah, as a seasoned.
Mm-hmm.
There are elements of it that I really like, but
Did that pass? I can't see everybody.
can you raise your hands higher? All right, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6. Yeah.
It's kind of been said in other,
Wait,
Can we
we're doing
vote on
6.
all-
Are we doing 6 right now?
Yes, we're doing 6.
Oh.
can we vote on all of these and then maybe go back, because some of them are
Oh, yeah,
repetitive,
yeah.
and then just maybe, some
'Cause
maybe we
already-
voted yes on, they're said somewhere else with,
It's still possible that we're
Okay.
going to say that we want other ones, and I really want to
Right.
limit it to no more than 3.
Okay.
right, so I mean, 'cause if they're being said,
Mhm.
you know, maybe some of these are combined into another one, okay. So 6 was a.
6 was,
We didn't vote yet.
Oh, okay.
So we're on to 7, right?
yeah,
Or- wait,
so I
what
think we
was
What'd you
said,
do with 6?
did we say?
We didn't
okay,
vote.
Yeah, that's what we were in the middle of
Oh,
doing.
okay.
I like
All
6.
right. Yeah, I kind of like it. I don't want to. All right, yes. All right. Number 7. Okay. All right, so number 7, if you could raise your hand. Okay.
I think it has elements, I think.
There are elements, yeah, but we'd have to take it entirety.
Yeah,
Can we use some of it in a summative, perhaps?
Yes, I can use some of it in a summative.
I think it fits there.
I would say 1, 4.
All right.
6 has some elements in there. But I think some of what's there is already
And
addressed
the other things?
in other parts of it.
I'll
yeah.
just put a question mark next to it and make sure that it's addressed. Okay. All right, number, is this 8? Number 8.
Number 8, okay. I mean, if it's all or nothing, that one's tough.
Yeah,
Yeah, it has to be all.
it's a little too absolute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, if we can vote on 8. Okay. Yeah, 8?
Did you miss it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed it.
Sorry. Okay,
Have they voted yes?
2,
But 3.
3.
I think there are some elements maybe we can look at that would be added to us, to the summative.
If you have suggestions, let me know.
I think the last 2 paragraphs.
I agree with that.
Starting with the weekly and then the fact, those last 2 paragraphs?
Yes.
I would say the second paragraph as well. The meaning behind the second paragraph is an important nuance.
I think that there's parts of it that,
It's a little too hard.
That's a lot,
yeah,
though.
huh?
It's talking about a big, like every
It's a
single
big swath,
stakeholder.
and I think that we don't have complete visibility of those interactions. So my trouble there, which I'm just explaining why my goal, is that I don't know how often he meets with staff or families or community partners, because those things aren't always, reported out to us. So it's hard for me to be, definitive in that, because I'm not normally privy to that information, actually.
Yep. Okay.
So that's why
Good
I have
point.
difficulty. Which is where trust comes into play. So we like the second to last paragraph for summative. I'm gonna put, and let's see if we could talk about 9, and then we're gonna go back and look through and make sure that we agree.
I think in the first paragraph, there's just a lot there that we don't know. Because we're not privy to.
Okay.
We're not here day to day to see interaction.
All right. Can we have hands raised for number 9? Yes or no?
I like 9.
I like it, but I see what you're saying.
So were there 3 hands, or?
Well, we see some of the interactions of who
Oh,
comes
yeah,
in.
there is.
Did you get the final tally?
I think I was the only one.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4? Okay. All right, now we can go back and then see if maybe there's duplication. All right, so right now I have a yes for number 2, number 1, 2, 3, 4, number 5, number 6, and number 9. I'd really like to keep it to 3 at max. So if there's one that needs to go, let's talk about what's on the chopping block. And elements are probably redundant.
So which ones are you asking now?
2,
Do we
5,
have
6,
to
and
limit
9.
it to 3, or you just want to do it for,
I want to do it consistently, yeah.
because some are short and some are long.
It's more, some are redundant.
I think 2 is a little, it's just detailed in one example.
I think 2 is also addressed somewhat
Yeah, I think
in
you
the
get
last
rid of 2.
paragraph of 9.
I agree.
Yeah. All right, so 2 is already included in one of the other ones that we chose. All right, and then, so then, are we in agreement that 5, 6, and 9 will be included?
Yes.
And then other elements that I'll pull for summative? Okay. Standard 3, operational management. Effective educational leaders manage school operations and resources to promote each student's academic success and well-being. All right. So it looks like we have an overall rating of proficient. And so we're looking for supportive statements there. Number 1. If we can raise hands if we want to include that. All right. Number 2. Okay, hands for number 2. Number 3?
That is accurate.
Number 3? Okay. I like it, or I do like it. I do like it. Did you say yes or no?
I did say yes.
Okay. So that's 4. Number 4.
I mean,
I don't, what happened? You could just say, this is the time. This is the time. This is the only time we get. If there's something you don't like or you do like, everyone is
Can you
encouraged.
move the microphone a little closer? I can't hear you quite.
yeah, I don't really have a comment here. I'm like, talking out loud to myself is what's really happening, so we can continue without.
I feel like it may be redundant to other things we may find.
You said you think what?
Number 4, it's
Okay.
probably something that's covered.
Yeah,
As we
I
go
feel like
on.
it's in the wrong spot.
I haven't read
Yeah.
them all.
I do as well. All right, so number 4, hands. Okay. Number 5. I kind of like it.
I think it's accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. All right, unanimous. Go team, go. Number 6. All right, hands for number 6. All right, number 7. It's weird that it starts at number 2, but yeah, I thought the huh?
It's not observed from
Oh,
it's aligned to each.
each thing. Okay. All right, so what is this, number 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, number 7. Hands for yes or no. I think I like it. Okay.
Is that a yes?
Yes. Number 8. We're on to number 8. All right. Hands for number 8, please. All right. Number 9. Are these all the hands for number 9? Or you're still reading?
They're still reading.
Okay.
Does support a proficient rating.
Yeah.
All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right, so we have too many. 1, 2, 3, 4. So right now we have number 3, 5, 7, and 9. So which one can we,
Oh, we gotta delete one?
yeah, like,
Okay.
there was probably redundancy. If there's 0 redundancy, then fine.
3, 5, 7, 9?
Yes,
I think 3 is covered by 9.
I do as well. Okay. right, standard 4, curriculum instruction, assessment, and school improvement. Effective educational leaders develop and support an intellectually rigorous and coherent system of curriculum, instruction, and assessment, and to act as agents of continuous improvement to promote each student's academic success and well-being. Standard 4. All right, overall proficient. All right, so comment 1. All right, hands if you're in support. Okay, comment 2.
It's kind of interesting.
All right, comment number 2, hands. Comment number 3.
Do's and don'ts.
Hands for comment number 3. Comment number 4. Hands for number 4. Comment number 5.
I think it's like
There's a
Glen
gap.
Rock, right?
Yes, and it ends with the question marks.
I think it's valid.
You can see it.
Yeah, I think it's valid.
All right. Comment number 6. All right, comment number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, oops. Comment number 7. That begins with the number 1. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, number 7, hands for number 7.
For number 7, I think there are some elements in there that should be included, maybe in a summative.
Suggestions from the board for,
1, I would say all, except, oh, it's 1, 4, and, 1, 2, and 6?
Yeah,
Am I
4
looking-
is not good.
Is
Yeah.
3 and 5 missing?
Yeah, that's
3 and
about
5
fair.
seems to be missing, yeah.
1, 2, and 6, we like?
You said 1, 2, and 6 are what, Karen?
For the
I
summative.
said perhaps add them for a summative,
For consideration.
consideration for a
summary.
summative.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
All right, next, there. All right, hands for whatever number this is.
It's the
Number
one
8.
that starts with the word while.
There,
There are opportunities at the bottom,
the bottom of page 13.
the asterisks. there.
All right, hands for this one. Okay. And number 9. B. All right, hands for number 9? Okay. So that's 1, 2, we have 3.
You did it?
Yeah, we have 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5,
5, 6, and 9.
6, and 9. Standard 5, community of care, equity, and family engagement. Effective educational leaders engage families and the community in meaningful, reciprocal, and mutually beneficial ways while cultivating an inclusive, caring, and supportive school community that promotes the academic success and well-being of each student. So, area for growth. It's weighted that direction. Okay. Comment 1. All right. Okay, number 1. Hands for number 1. Okay. Yes.
Again, in that one, I think there are elements that I think we should put under consideration for the summative.
Okay. Which ones would you like?
I would say the first couple of sentences there, but that also may be addressed in other comments.
Yeah.
Um,
I think I personally was looking for some specificity because it's not all, right?
The
Like, so
second one.
it's- Yeah.
all right,
Okay, the
maybe
second one.
maybe some of it's addressed in later comments.
All right, I'll put a star next to it though. That one, second sentence there. All right, is this number 2? But,
Meant to be both.
okay. Largely. All right, number 2. All right. Okay, so you said 2. 2, okay. Number 3. Okay. So this one I think is accurate,
Yes.
but isn't consistent with the rating. So I think it should be included because of accuracy somewhere.
Yeah,
I think it should be included.
credit where
summary.
credit's due.
Huh?
Let's be evaluative and objective and.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna, so
think
can we
that's all right.
vote on this one?
To include it
To include
as a
it.
comment or parts of it for a summative, because I
I'm
don't know.
gonna start by including it for a comment, as a
Okay, good.
comment, and
All right.
then if it fails, then we'll include it.
Because I mean, there are parts of it, true, yes, but I don't know that it falls here.
The only thing that, the reason why I thought it included was because it's an exchange. So there is community involvement because of the reciprocal nature of the program.
But I think
Or that's just my defense for my thought.
Number three,
That starts with 1?
no, the number three, that promotes the productive and diverse cultural
Yeah,
context in global
yeah.
society. Just, it supports number three.
It supports number 3, which is highly rated, so.
Yeah.
All right, so just making sure that there's support for including that is, so a comment for, comment 3, if you want to raise hands. Okay. Comment 4. Okay. So comment number 4, if we could raise hands, please. All right. Comment number 5. So I just find like all caps,
Can't just chop off the end.
I can't just chop it off, unfortunately. It has to be everything, unless I choose to add that as summative, and then I could do whatever needs to be done.
Yeah.
But it kind of is.
Even though we don't like the ending, the rest is pretty valuable,
Yeah,
or a point.
so,
Yeah, but again, I think it's addressed in other comments that are later on that, you know, say the same
Oh,
thing.
this is a little bit more specific on the nuance of it for
so
it.
there's
Yeah.
I'll add some elements to summative.
Can we vote?
Yes. So if we can start by voting for whether you want to include it in comments.
The vote?
All right, and
So the
then
last
if
two
you
lines
want to,
contradict each other, don't they?
huh?
So it's 4. Karen,
It's,
did you vote yes or no?
and then,
And if it gets voted in, everything's included the caps
everything
and
is
the
included.
exclamation points.
otherwise, we can pick out,
You can't ask for professionalism in that.
we can pick out elements for summative.
I mean, it's not that,
He was very direct with how he answered his question. Right. While that's weird, maybe.
I don't have a problem
Being
with
a
that.
problem.
I just,
Just a thought.
I mean, it is on.
No, Ed, I couldn't
Oh.
hear
Sorry.
him very well.
I'll vote yes on it, but I think if, we should come back and look at it again as we read the other comments to see if there's duplication.
Yeah, whoever did the last one, that's a very good job.
Right.
so.
Sure.
So there's a 4.
But again,
Yes.
the last two sentences are kind of contradict each other. You need this, but you can't just pass it up.
Yeah.
To me, it doesn't make sense.
All right, so do we have our 4?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah, 4. I agree with Karen.
Okay. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, number 6, there. Okay, hands for, yeah, no, this is so difficult.
Might be too direct.
Yeah,
Not too direct, too.
all right, so this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, number 6. Okay. Number 7. Yes, that's enough.
So hold on, that one is, there is some evidence, right?
Yes.
And then this number 3 is
That's
actually
another-
7.
Yeah, that's number 7.
So I would go back and vote positively on there is 7.
Number 6, okay.
Still
Can we
fails,
vote on
but-
number 6 again?
You said, can we go over it? Is that what you?
Can vote,
Sure,
take a vote
sure.
for number 6?
Of course. Number 6. Okay. Number 7. Number 7. All right, number 7, hands for number 7.
I think it's all accurate, so.
I think that's accurate, actually.
It is
1,
accurate.
2, 3, 4. All right,
Those things were said elsewhere, too.
Yeah, it's covered in 3, right?
the first bullet is covered in 3. I don't think number 5 is addressed anywhere else so far.
So you're saying 3, 5, and 6 are part of, like, where they're numbered 3, 5, and 6?
Oh,
that's
this
part
is
of
all
one.
They
one.
make number
Yeah,
7.
this is all one.
Pay attention to the asterisk versus the,
Yeah, it's the asterisk.
Including the asterisk?
No, the asterisk
pay attention to the
represents the
Needs the
entire
next
comment.
person's answer.
Oh, sorry, I wrote out, oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we did have 4 for that, at least, okay. All right, so this is number 8. So my concern is that I don't know how much is skewed from, like if we say visible passion, I don't know how much of that is skewed because I do see evidence of lots of passion when it comes to other, it depends, like it could be the students, it's positive there. And
Agreed.
so there's going to be areas that are, I think it would need to be more specific.
I have observed him walking through the halls with lots of passion and enthusiasm for his job.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree. I've certainly seen examples of that.
So I don't find this one accurate.
All right, so just to memorialize it, can we have hands for number 8? Okay. Number 9. All right, number 9. All right, Okay, so we have number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, number 5, 6, 7. Two, we said, yeah, it's 3, 5, 7, and 9, yeah. 3, 5, 7, 9. Yeah. Again. So is there a place where we can drop down?
I continue to not agree with number 5. I think, again, the last two sentences are, before the caps and exclamation points, they just seem contradictory.
All right. So do we have a vote to remove number 5 from our comments?
I think with number 5, what is being said in there is included in number 9, if you have their second paragraph there. I think it kind of just takes what was written in 5 and said the same message and the same,
Yeah.
what they wanted to communicate is written in that paragraph, I believe.
Okay. There's a bit of overlap. Okay. So is there consensus there? We're removing that, and it'll be 3, 7, and 9. Okay. Number 6, professional capacity, community of school district personnel, effective educational leaders, develop the professional capacity and practice of school district personnel, fostering an engaged community of teachers and professional staff to promote each student's academic success and well-being. So we have a tie between exemplary and proficient.
Well, like we did before,
Right,
There's
proficient is
more-
right in the middle.
right. There's more to the right.
Yes. 3, 6, 7, 8. No, there's no double.
Oh, you're right.
In the summaries. Okay. All right. Comment 1. All right, comment number 1. Okay. Moving on to comment number 2. I don't feel like I'm able to comment on number 2. Okay, if you can raise hands for comment number 2. All right. Comment number 3. It's hard
I'm
for
fine
me to
with
be
it, but
objective, so I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not, I don't know.
Yeah, again, here, I don't know that I don't have any evidence to support that. There's no survey data, there's nothing for me to be objective and sit back and give a hearty hands up to this.
Yeah. I would love to say this, actually, so I hope it is true. If it even said seems, then I could say. But I don't know. Okay, so if we're able to just memorialize it for hands for comment 3. Okay. Comment 4, we're moving on. Comment 5.
I like a lot of what it says, and I think there's a lot of validity to it, but the rating that was given and what they're saying don't work together, I think. But I believe there's a lot of validity to that statement.
Well, in
And
response to,
also-
I'm not sure if this fits here, I don't think it does, personally. We're talking
So, I
about
mean,
professional capacity.
Perhaps we can use some of it in a summative.
I think that last sentence is applicable for a summative.
Yes. While?
The last sentence
The one
is
that's not all
applicative.
caps and exclamation points.
I know. Well, I think at this point, what we're
Yes.
looking at is summative.
I
But-
think the first sentence is problematic because it gives a standard of
That it
one thing
doesn't
and it doesn't
match.
support what we say, so it just doesn't match.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's some good things in there that perhaps we should include in part of the summative.
Okay,
I agree with Liz. I like that last sentence, too.
okay. So I will put summative for the last sentence. Okay. Number, whatever this is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6. Yeah.
Next.
Number 7. Accurate.
Factual.
It's actual.
Number 8.
Wait, do we vote on 7? Are we voting on 7?
Yes, we can vote, but I think we just said it's
Okay.
factual. Yeah, so I circled it. Number 8.
Eight starts with policies.
No, the superintendent is made up. The
The
asterisk.
superintendent. This is 19, yeah. Yeah, that's this one. Mhm.
I would too.
Are we voting? Are you calling?
I think so, yeah. I think that we had, yep. All right. Okay, number 9. Number 9 begins with D.
The very last one,
Oh, yeah, we're on the last
9.
one.
It's-
Okay, hands for number 9. If you're ready. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. How many do we have? Okay. Yeah, we're done with number 9. Yes, all right, so 1, 2, 3,
And
4,
then like paragraph 2.
5, 6, 7. So we have 7, 8, 9. All right. Huh? Oh, gosh, we're at school, people.
We are at school, so you have to make some like jokes.
All right, let me just make sure I have everything that I need in order to compile all of this. All right, I'm going to, oh my gosh, is it really? All right, so progress towards district goals, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so I'm going to say that one. All right, I will be able to do that. Do you want to just confirm? I think we were clear. So for part 1, we have 3, 4, and 9. For part 1.
What are you asking?
No, I'm just, yeah, I can do that, or we could just say that I mean, I wrote them down as we were doing them. And then I have 3, 4, 9, right?
For standard
Yes.
1?
For goal 1, like the very first page.
District goal?
Yeah,
Okay.
3, 4, 9. And then there's going to be some summative comments there. And then for standard 1, I have 159, plus some additional comments for the summary.
You said 3, what was it?
159. For standard 2, what did we do? It's 569.
6, 9, yeah.
Yep, 569. Plus some additional comments for summative. Yes. For standard 3, we have 579. For standard 4, we have 569. For standard 5, we have 379. For standard 6, we have 789. Let me make sure. Okay. All right, I have enough to be able to compile. I will compile it and turn it in. Happy compiling. It's not going to be difficult.
Thank you for doing that.
Huh?
Thank you for doing it.
Oh, no problem. No problem. All right.
have
If
to
you have any questions for me about anything, feel free to let me know.
I would just say, I think we all recognize this tool isn't the best in the world, right? If we had the ability to edit some of those, I think as a group, we would have probably
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
strike this, add this. and
Agreed.
Yes.
We probably would have come up with a better answer. So maybe for next year, we think about finding a better tool,
I know.
We
So
did find one.
which I know
I know,
we've
we
looked
have
into it. We've considered it.
I will say, on the New Jersey School Board's website, there was a webinar back in April on superintendent evaluation. I would encourage everybody to watch it. They use this tool, but the district, things are done just a little bit differently, like on the back end of it, like compiling the evidence. I mean, we ask teachers to upload all this evidence and archives for their evaluations, and I think we should ask the same of the superintendent. So if you go onto the website, it's under webinars, and it's CSA evaluation tool. It really was, even though I've done this several times, I thought it was very informative. And I think it maybe can, if we're going to stay with this, I just think it would give us a good guide on our framework, so how we can make it work for us. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I have the cost for for the super eval. It was on, if you have your phone, because mine just went dead. It was from an email on 2/12/2025. If you are able, actually, do you have your phone?
I do.
Yeah, just so we can just say it. Huh? Yeah, you're gonna, yeah.
So the summary on this, you are going to be writing the summary, and do we review it ahead of time, or no?
I mean, my summary is going to, I'm literally gonna take all of these comments, I'm not adding anything new. And crush it into.
Yeah, I get, so, but we're
Yeah.
not seeing it ahead of anything.
So if you can feel free, I'll have it, and so you can feel free to ask me, and I'll bring it to you, like, personally, so that you can see it beforehand. Typically, the way that we would do this would be a little bit different than this crunch time situation. I would have had us do, I had asked for this to be done a little earlier. Here we are, but ideally, like by May, we would have done this process and then gone through it, and then another meeting, we'd come back and I'd say, okay, this is what I did. And, you know, like you'd say, yes, I like this, don't like this. And then we'd have another meeting that we would then present it and have the opportunity to kind of give enclosed feedback and offer our comments, and then sign it and be done.
But yeah, so just, I think you covered it, but it was an unusual year as far as timing goes, which,
Very
which
unusual year.
I don't think it was hard for
It was
the
hard.
entire process to actually work properly.
Yep.
It was hard, so.
I'm not putting that blame on the superintendent. That's
No,
just the
it's
situation.
multifactorial, truthfully. There's many reasons, leave time and things like that. Like, I wanted to also make sure that there was time present to acclimate before I was like, hey, you need to fill this out. Like, well, you just got back. So, you know, that there was many things that caused us to get here now. But regardless, it's done, and it's done in a timely manner, and it'll be turned in before the July 1st deadline. So,
And just thanks, everybody, for participating, right? And
yeah,
giving your.
I know, but we have 2 years now in a row where we have 100% participation, so.
That's impressive.
I think we were at like sometimes 50%, so,
Wow.
yeah, all right.
Close her up.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, motion made for close. I'll take Mr. Cohen, seconded by Mr. Hayward. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, 10:46 PM. All right, so let me,
Long meeting.
can you, thank you.
You need these?
Yes.